Isn't it like we easily get bone-weary during the process of following our financial goals and just hope to become financially stable all at once and to become gleeful? Is it? If you're among those looking for it, then yes, you're at the right spot. We are here to take you to the next level of life where it won't be a dream anymore but a reality for you. Stay tuned and try not to get diverted. We'll take you from level 1 to level 10 of how you can accomplish this financial independence. So what are you waiting for? Just hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and let's dive into it. First of all, let me list down the levels for you to better understand and grasp. Just a reminder of how you can enter our new giveaway in which you can win a new iPhone 12 Pro or a new MacBook Pro. Just leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and watch the whole video till the end. Level 1. Financial Dependency. The title of this level says it all, and it's quite common if you're a student and you are dependent on someone to pay your expenses, most likely your parents. It's basically when you depend on someone to pay your expenses and you yourself are not financially independent. Now, those expenses can be in terms of debts or your bills, and if you're a kid, then no wonder you are totally dependent on your parents. But wait, you don't have to worry now, right? Just move ahead and discover how you can be financially independent. The term financially independent itself is quite soothing, isn't it? Level 2. Financial Solvency. Make sure you don't get lost at any point and just go with the flow and make it till the end of the video to find out what you're looking for. Financial solvency is when you can find the solution to your problem without any external help. Yes, right when you can meet all your financial commitments and your other living expenses on your own. Level 3. Financial Stability. Now let's talk about financial stability. It's basically when you have something reserved for yourself, and it is known as the next stage of financial stability. Yes, you can name it as an emergency fund that you have built. It sounds pretty good, doesn't it? It's like a fund that can come in handy on a rainy day. Level 4. Debt Freedom. So, level 4 is all about being debt-free, but yes, it varies from person to person as to how one perceives it. For some, it may be totally debt-free, mortgage and everything, while for some maybe it's like free from high-interest debts like credit cards, but you may have some other loans like student loans as well. And for some other people, it is like getting free from all your debts except mortgage, but all other side loans like student loans or car loans are paid. So where do you belong? Which one are you? Level 5. Coasting Financial Independence. What other names can you guess for this level? This level is sometimes also known as Freedom Employer, Barista Financial Independence, or Agency, but we are going to be referring to this level with the name Coasting Financial Independence, so just not to get confused. Now, what is it all about? It's basically as if you're getting paid higher but are unsatisfied with your current job, or maybe it's somehow stressful so you switch to another one, which may not get you paid that much, but it is quite satisfying for you. Are you peace-loving like us too? It's as if you've accumulated enough money in your investment portfolio that you actually stop contributing to it. Level 6. Financial Security. For your better understanding of this level, you should first be able to distinguish between living expenses and survival expenses. Survival expenses are actually the expenses for the basic things that you need to survive. You've probably guessed what these expenses are all about. Yes, I mean food, water, shelter, clothing, some form of transportation, and last but not least, insurance. And no, your Netflix subscriptions are not added here, although even if you find that necessary to survive. Apart from the joke, it basically means purely survival. So if you're at this level, then yes, you can survive even if your boss gets angry and fires you at that moment. you can just actually fulfill your basic day-to-day needs. This is the first of such a level leading you towards independence. Level 7. Financial flexibility. Wait, if you're getting confused with financial security and financial flexibility, don't worry because yes, they are quite similar, with financial flexibility being just one step up. It is basically your ability to react to unexpected expenses, with only the slight exception that if the market goes down, only then the following year, you won't be able to spend quite as much. But to keep a long story short, it is basically saying that you are roughly halfway there to your full financial independence. So, we're getting there, just hang on tight. Level 8. Financial independence. Do you know about the 4% rule? If not, don't worry about it, this video will explain it to you. It simply means you add up all of your investments and withdraw 4% of that total during your first year of retirement. In the following years, you adjust the dollar amount you withdraw to account for inflation. In simpler words, it means you can follow this rule when you have roughly saved 25 times your annual expenses. This money will then be able to maintain your current lifestyle even when you retire. And as a result, you can be considered financially independent. Level 9. Financial freedom. As the name suggests, financial freedom usually means having enough savings, financial investments, and cash on hand to afford the kind of life we desire for ourselves and our families. It means growing savings that enable us to retire or pursue a career or achieve the goals we want, without being driven by earning a set salary each year. These goals may vary, as maybe you wanted to move elsewhere to live but didn't have enough money, but now you're good to go. I mean, doesn't that sound amazing? Level 10. Financial abundance. It is pretty simple, as now your investments are more than you will ever need. Who doesn't want this? Just imagine as if you have spent all of your money as you wanted and there is still some left over. Theoretically, it is roughly 3 times your financial freedom number, because even if you somehow get to experience a horrible bear market where your investments drop down by 50% in a year, you still have 1.5 times the amount that you need to maintain your lifestyle you lead and reach level 9. If you want to grasp it all further with some practical examples, then let's go. Achieving financial independence. Once, there was a couple, John and Jane, who recently got married, each making $20 an hour at the age of 23, or $83,200 a year, assuming no overtime. It's pretty good, as they both were hardworking and used to get good grades. How many of you can relate to it? Let's move ahead. Like all of us, when these two were college students, they would not have enough money. They also had debts regarding their cars, credit card debt, and student loans. Now, as they have jobs, they are no longer financially dependent, and their incomes allow them to pay for their debts without asking anyone else. They also have some annual expenses, and they're at level 1 financial solvency, trying to figure out a way to reach level 2 financial stability. According to the levels in our list, what they are now supposed to do is build an emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of their survival expenses. In order to do this, they must be aware of their survival expenses. Now, you're pretty much familiar with the difference between living and survival expenses, so it shouldn't be hard to get to this point. Now, they have some money reserved in their emergency fund. They now try to speed up the whole process, as they are good to go with dealing with their expenses and have some money for the rainy days. So there are a lot of options, and now we will discuss overtime. They decide to work overtime 5 hours a day, increasing their monthly income by about $1,300 a month. Also, they are going to sell their cars and are going to have used cars with some money, so that to help knock down some of their initial debts. Life looks a little hard for them, but wait till the end to see how good they actually perform. they are now able to get rid of their loans as well as their emergency fund being fully funded. In the 9 months of their journey, not only have they fully funded their emergency loan, but also have paid off both of their car loans. Then, in 13 months, they paid the other loan, and that's how they just became debt-free and had fully funded an emergency loan in just 22 months. They have now reached level 3. As they can start investing their money, this makes them reach level 4, coasting financial independence. Now let's assume that they want to retire at the age of 65. They should have enough money to support their living standards at that time. They can easily achieve coasting financial independence following the 4% rule. But as they move on to their final goal to become fully financially independent, they still have to keep working hard and smart. They are debt-free, getting paid very well as going with the flow. They achieve financial security in a little over 4 years with $367,000 in their portfolio. Also, you can easily play with these numbers just by following the steps being told and adjust the values being mentioned at the start of this example. It is to provide you with a rough idea so that you can deal with your financial life. It's pretty helpful, isn't it? Let's see what comes next. It has now been 87 months or 7 years and 3 months since they began their financial journey. They are now 30 years old and able to get by on their investments alone. Sounds pretty good, right? They can even retire now, however, this wasn't their goal. This is the stage where we can imagine them living in peace. They achieve financial flexibility in 9 years and 8 months of their journey without inflation, and 11 years and 9 months with inflation. When they are roughly halfway there to their financial independence, they keep investing through all the highs and lows of the market until they become financially independent within 14 years of their financial journey without inflation, or 18 years and 3 months with inflation. If you're wondering about these statistics regarding and disregarding inflation, don't worry, I'll explain. It's technically good to account for inflation, as it can really affect you sometimes even beyond what you expected, so it is good to consider this parameter as well. Well, that's all for today. We hope you liked it, and we know it will surely help you in solving your financial problems and will make you choose a clear path. Also, you can further divide these stages for your convenience if you feel so, and we'll be more than happy if you let us know this in the comment section below. Once again, if you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. So, what are you waiting for? Let's start our own financial revolution.